Hello everyone and welcome to Our Ventura TV. I'm Sandra Siepak. On today's show we're welcoming Mitch Stone and Rosa Vanoni. They are both from the Aviation Museum of Santa Paula. Thank you so much both for joining us today on the show.
Thank you for having us.
The Aviation Museum of Santa Paula is a place everyone can come out and enjoy. It's really part of aviation history and a look at all that has gone on over time. Mitch, let's start with you and tell us a little bit of an overview of what you will find there.
Well, you started it out just right, because people may think of the airport as a place just for pilots, and
Right.
the purpose of the museum is to explain the history of the airport to everyone.
Okay.
And it really started back in the 1980s
Okay.
when the airport began to have an open house every first Sunday of the month.
Mm-hmm.
And to add on to that and to really get more of those hangars open where people have those great airplanes and collections of all kinds of things, the museum was founded during the 1990s.
Okay.
And it's our mission to interpret that history and to get people excited about the history of Santa Paula Airport, which goes back to 1930.
Wonderful. And there is so much history there. It's amazing. Rosa, tell us where the Aviation Museum is located.
So we are actually located on the Santa Paula Airport.
Okay.
We share a parking lot with CP Aviation as well as the Flight 126 Cafe. And we're at 800 East Santa Maria Street in Santa Paula.
Now, when folks come out, I understand you're open the first Sunday of every month.
Correct.
And your hours are?
We are open from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. We're
Okay.
usually there a little longer,
Okay.
just because we're having such a good time, and we keep
Right.
those doors open as long as people are there.
Very good.
If you have trouble finding it, just look for the airplanes and
Right.
listen for the airplane noise.
So tell us a little of what we would see when we actually come into the museum grounds. I know there's a lot of airport hangars there, which I'm sure have many different types of planes. Maybe you can give us a little insight as to what we'll see there.
Well, if you come onto the airport any day, what you'll see is hangars and, of course, airplanes.
Sure.
And our museum is suitably in a hangar, actually in two hangars,
Okay.
on a private taxiway attached to the airport.
All right.
So if you come out on the first Sunday, well, a lot of it will depend, and I'm sure Rosa can fill you
Yeah.
in more on this, as to what kind of events we've got scheduled
Okay.
along with first Sunday. But you will always see on a good day with the weather, of course it's very
Sure.
weather dependent, you'll always see airplanes out on the ramps and in open hangars, and you may see a car club, you may see a boutique, and in our hangar you'll see the displays on the history of Santa Paula Airport.
Which a lot of people may not realize that you can really see a lot of memorabilia there as well.
Yes. From some of the well-known pilots who made Santa Paula their home over the years, and on the founding of the airport, what it was like in 1930. You can look
Yeah.
out an airplane window and look down on Santa Paula from
Right.
its founding days, and really get a sense of what it was like to be involved in aviation from the earliest days.
Now, Rose, I understand that you also offer tours for school children. Can we hear a little bit about that too?
We offer tours not only for schools and children, but also for groups of adults.
Oh, groups, okay.
Senior centers, anyone that has a larger group that
Okay.
would like to come out during a weekday that maybe can't all get together on a first Sunday,
Okay.
they can absolutely get a private tour. Our tram will be available to take everyone around the airport, but to do that, you would just contact someone at the museum and we could absolutely get that set up.
That's wonderful. It's really great that you offer that for so many people. Tell us about some of the other things we may see there. In terms of the planes that we see, are they historical, or are they newer planes, older planes, a little bit of everything?
Well, I think we both have our own takes on
We
that.
have
Go ahead.
everything from vintage antique planes to gyrocopters and trikes. It is a very large mix of aviation.
That's great.
If it has a motor in it, somebody at Santa Paula Airport's interested.
Wonderful.
So you never
That's
know
great.
what you'll see in addition to airplanes. You'll see all kinds of...
Hot air balloons are
Yeah.
flying
Really?
frequently.
Nice.
Yes.
Now, can you actually get into the plane, or is it just that you see it from a distance?
In our museum, we have a Cessna 150
That you can sit in.
that people can go in.
Oh,
they can
good.
actually grab the yoke and
Oh,
kind of feel
that's nice.
how it would feel to fly.
Okay.
Kids love that.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's a
I'm
big
sure.
attraction.
I'll bet. That's great. You are a nonprofit, and I know that takes a lot of funding to keep this place going and open for so many people to enjoy. Let's talk a little bit about that and how you're funded and how people can donate.
Well, just in general, of course, a charity is always asking,
Always, yes.
yes, always looking for money. But we had some visionary founders, I think, that really helped us out in our present
Okay.
position today, and got us on a pretty good, firm financial basis, enabled us to actually buy the hangar that our main museum is in.
Okay.
But beyond that, we're funded mostly through memberships and contributions,
Nice.
and the events, which Rosa knows more about.
Okay. And tell us about some of those events, Rosa.
So this last year, we did a big fundraiser. It was 1920s themed, where we had a little speakeasy. We had the
nice.
amazing Barrel House Whalers performing their 1920s style music.
Okay.
People dressed in costume, and it was a dinner provided from Flight 126 Cafe, and people were able to purchase tickets to enjoy the event, and we had a silent auction, and all of that went back into our general fund to help keep the museum running.
Right, which is very, very important, so that many of us can come out there and enjoy it. You also have a lot of good volunteers that come and help. So let's talk about them too.
We have some very amazing volunteers. I have an older gentleman that comes out every first Sunday, and he does a little loop around the airport to see what hangars are open, so he can tell the people visiting the museum,
Okay.
make sure, don't miss this hangar. It's got, tiger moths in it.
Right.
And then I have a lot of parents from our space club that volunteer very religiously, driving the tram, being greeters, helping me set up, clean up. We have a very good group, but we are always looking for more. If someone has a smiling face, we are happy to take them.
Very good. You mentioned the space program, so I'd like you to maybe go into that a little bit more. The Aviation Career Outreach Program is called SPACE, so I'd like you to kind of give us a little insight as to what that's all about.
So SPACE is an acronym for Santa Paula Aviation Career Explorers.
Okay.
So it's for any youth ages, 6th grade up to 18 plus.
Okay.
And if they have a general interest in aviation, it doesn't have to be flying airplanes, but maybe they want to learn more about being a air traffic controller.
Really?
Or maybe they want to learn more about drones. Any aspect of aviation. We meet every other Friday right now at the museum, and it's just a great group to get people hands-on experiences and more excited about aviation.
Wonderful.
Well, and there's another place where our donors really helped out. We were given an airplane, what was it, about a year or so ago?
Yes.
And the space kids have been working on that and climbing all over
Really?
that now ever since. So
They actually got
Great
to
opportunity.
work, with a mechanic, taking the engine apart and putting it
that's
back together.
great.
So they are getting lots of hands-on experience.
That's good. Are most of the planes that are part of the museum, are they there on a regular basis? Are they donated, or where do the planes come from?
In our museum, they mainly stay.
Okay.
And we have 2 in one hangar, and then one very antique, the Flea, in another hangar.
Okay.
And they've all been donated.
They are donated. Okay.
But if you come on the airport on first Sunday, we think of the entire airport as being the museum in a way,
Absolutely.
because
Right.
those hangar doors come open and you'll see antique airplanes, just a very interesting airplanes, aerobatic airplanes. You'll see a wide variety of things that fly and things that don't fly in some cases.
Right.
If you just go around the airport, and that's
Wonderful.
on our tram.
I also understand you have movie nights and create nights too. So let's talk a little bit about that. I mentioned you had mentioned also the cars that are there too. So let's talk a little bit about all that. That's included there at the Aviation Museum.
If you are on any of our social media, Instagram, Facebook, or if you get our newsletter, we frequently have just kind of fun events that we open up to the public.
Okay.
One is movie nights.
Okay.
And we'll show anything from what was that? UFO movie?
Oh, old 50s sci-fi is one of my one of my things. So I like to show those.
Wonderful.
Oh, and it's a good time. People, you know,
love
they
those.
kind of come and not know what to expect, and we are all just laughing together at these
That's great.
older movies. And then the Create Nights is something that we just started.
Okay.
We've had 2 so far. One where we made a succulent pumpkin, and the other a Christmas gnome. So it's just a way to get together and hang out in the museum and create fun things together.
That's wonderful. For all the people that come out, we should mention this is a free admission place to come and visit.
It is.
But of course, we will say that donations are always welcome too.
They certainly
But
are.
how nice that you invite families out there, and this is a free event for everybody to come enjoy. What are some of the highlights that you'd like to just point out?
Well, a first Sunday or at the airport in general?
Right, the airport in general, yes.
Well, I think probably when I think of what really appeals to me about the airport, and one of the reasons I became engaged with it 25 years ago when I learned to fly, is that most people probably don't know that one time there were airports like Santa Paula Airport all over the county.
And there's not too many left.
Well, there's really only one.
Right.
There used to be one in Fillmore, there used to be one in Ventura, one in Ojai.
Right.
And these were in the 20s and 30s, they were popping up all over the place.
Sure.
But very few of them survived.
Okay.
And Santa Paula Airport did and became a special, almost unique place as a result of that. And the story to me that really encapsulates that is when I was learning to fly about 20 or 25 years ago, I used to come down to the airport just to watch airplanes take off and land, and just to spend the day.
Great.
Yeah, so it just was fun to do that.
Right.
And one day I saw a man standing there doing the same thing who I didn't recognize, so I walked over to say hello to him and introduce myself, and it turned out he was an Air France pilot, and he was on a layover at LAX.
Is that right?
And he came all the way up to see Santa Paula Airport.
Wow.
And I asked him why, and he said, because in France we have nothing like this.
Oh.
And then I appreciated our airport so much more.
Right.
And I think that's what probably the public needs to know.
Right, and
also.
they will appreciate seeing it.
Yeah.
It is a gem. It's a gem.
Almost
here.
one of a kind.
Absolutely. And we should mention there's also a gift shop, and I'd like you to mention the book too. There is a book that was put together that's also available for people should they want to take a little bit of the history home with them. You can purchase the book in the gift shop.
Correct.
And how did this book come about? Was it compiled by many different volunteers, or how did it come about?
Well, it was a long process of developing a group of people, myself included, to write chapters of the book. So it was really started as an adjunct to the museum. It wasn't a museum project per se, but it ended up being a museum publication. So there was a group of interested people on the airport in our 85th anniversary, which was then coming up in 2015 when we did it, to tell the entire story of the airport and the people who were on the airport.
That's great.
It had never been done before in quite that way. So it was a couple-year process of writing the various sections and then having the museum rather publish it. And now the museum has all of the run to sell.
Very good. If you could please share the website and the contact information for viewers who would like to come out and visit you, that would be great.
So the website is aviationmuseumofsantapaula.org.
Okay.
All spelled out.
All right.
Our phone number is 805-525-1109.
Okay.
And yeah, we'd love to hear from people.
Wonderful, and we'd like to see more people come out and visit the first Sunday of the month. Hours are 9 to 2, and I'm sure you're going to get a lot of visitors that are going to want to come out and see everything.
We'd love it.
Terrific. Well, thank you both for joining us on the show and telling us a little bit more about the history of the Aviation Museum of Santa Paula. Sounds like a great place, and if you're interested in anything flying, this is the place to go.
Yes,
Very
absolutely.
good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us today on Our Ventura TV. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, everyone.